Just a reminder, we talked about this yesterday. This is actually a taster of one of our pre-sessional classes, our academic English courses. Remember, our pre-sessional courses are seasonal. They happen throughout the year. So coming up now is our summer pre-sessional. More on that in a moment. But we've also got the autumn pre-sessional, really good for the January starters. Remember, Swansea University has a lot of courses starting in January, post-pandemic. And then, of course, we have the spring, and sorry, I should have done this in the seasonal order, Carolyn, I do apologise. Winter comes before spring. But yes, we've got the spring and the winter courses. So depending on your situation, depending on when your course starts, where you are and what you need, we've got our courses running throughout the year. Remember, if you've got a 4.5 and you're a bit too low, and maybe one course is not enough, you can sign up for our year-long programme, year-long package here for 14,000. Carolyn, if you pop us to the next slide, just a quick recap on the summer pre-sessional is coming up. I know lots of you yesterday were very interested in this course. Just 10 seconds reminding you on this, timing, Carolyn. Level 1 is starting this month, I think in 2 weeks' time, really, really soon. This is if you've got a 5 and you need a 6, for example, School of Management students. You've got level 2, it's 10 weeks, it's 5.5, you're looking for a 6.5. I think that includes, oh my goodness, law students, among others. And then you've got the 5.5 plus 6.5, the 8-week course. Maybe you need quite a short academic program, and that's level 3. Different course sizes are different costs. If you have any more questions about these courses, we can talk about this at the end. Was that quick enough?
Great. Thank you, Joe. Yes, great, excellent. Okay, so let's move on to today's lesson then. So this will be an online class, and it's important to note actually that in the summer and going forward, our courses will be available online and in Swansea. Okay, so if you want to come and study a pre-sessional course with us this summer, it's up to you. You can apply to study purely online on Zoom or come to Swansea. As this today is going to be online, we would like you to participate in the chat box to ask questions, answer questions about this lesson. If you've got general questions about the courses, about ELTS, please use the Q&A box. And please, the more you interact with us, the better this lesson will be. Okay, so please type away in the chat box. Okay, so today's lesson then, you are going to learn how to write an email to your teachers. Now this, Joe, I think you'll agree, is a really important skill at university. We love communicating via email with our students, but we'd like you to email us correctly, okay?
Exactly, this, as you say, we've chosen this topic because actually we don't normally get too much time to teach this in our courses, and when our students arrive, we sometimes receive emails and we're a little bit confused, aren't we? It might be the language, it might maybe be there's a slight misunderstanding maybe.
Or we don't know who has sent the email. Okay, students might forget to include their name in the email. So we're just going to give you a few tips today on what to do and how to write an email to your teachers in English, of course.
Would you say, Carolyn, what we're teaching today is true in the UK, probably in most English-speaking countries too, at university?
Yeah, I would think so, definitely. Yeah, I think, this lesson, you'll be able to use this no matter where you're studying English from. Really useful.
Excellent.
Okay, so we've got 2 examples here then, email A and email B. I want you to have a quick read of these 2 emails and decide which email is more appropriate to send to your teacher. Okay, so appropriate means which one is better. Okay, which one would be more suitable? A or B? Great. And my next question, I'll ask you to go ahead and do this. Everyone's saying B, 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 B. Great. Why B? I mean, I can understand them both. They've both told me the same message, but why B? What sort of things have they done? Good answer. It's more formal. In what way is it more formal?
Formal is a word I think we use the most in our academic pre-sessional course, isn't it, Carolyn?
Yes, definitely, definitely. Yeah, great, Stocky, because it's written in a formal way. It is detailed.
Detail is good. I think detail is more useful than formal, but yes, it is good to have the detail.
Oh, nice. No short forms. Excellent, great.
Thinking soz, thanks, short forms. Yeah, not very appropriate for a university email. We need sorry or apologies and thank you.
Definitely, great. Okay, so you've obviously got a good understanding then of what is needed. Let's have a look at this in a bit more detail. Okay, we're going to watch a video. You might recognize this face here. And as we're watching the video, I wanted to make some notes of the key ideas, okay? What to do, what not to do when writing emails. So bear with me one moment.
But yes, it's Abdulaziz, yes, more polite. Yeah, being polite is really important and there's a way of doing it. And hopefully this video will show you how.
When writing an email to your teacher at university, you need to know the difference between formal and informal language. Informal language is what we use to talk to friends and family and people we know rather well. It can include phrases such as opening sentences like hey, hiya, maybe just their name, and closing phrases like bye and see ya.
Hey bro, what's up?
Also, in emails to friends, we forget sort of writing whole words, so we can use abbreviations like love and Tomoz and you. Yeah.
OMG, I love your idea for Tomoz.
And don't forget, contractions are fine, so can't and don't and I'm all okay.
I'm like dead excited about it all.
However, if you're emailing a teacher, you need to use formal language, the language we use when we're speaking to people we don't know very well or in a professional setting. So here, open your email with dear and their name. You can use their first name if you do normally, that's fine.
Dear Emma, thank you for your email.
Close your emails with phrases. I always use kind regards or kindest regards. This phrase is always okay. Don't use contractions and abbreviations. This is not very polite. Also, use polite modal verbs like would and could.
Would you mind helping me with my essay this week?
So remember, be as casual and informal to your friends as you like, but be formal and professional with your tutors. I'm not very good at being cool, am I?
Okay. Oops, sorry, let's go on to the next video. Another one of our else videos. So let's get the PowerPoint back up then, shall we? Okay, so interesting things that you should and shouldn't do when emailing your teachers. Can somebody type in the chat box? What did Joe say? How might you greet your friends? If you were to send a text in English to your friends, how might you start the text? What greeting would you use? Great, yeah. Hey, hiya, hello. Good, quite casual.
Yo.
Sorry, Joe?
I was going to say yo, but I've never said that in my life, so probably.
But you could, okay? It's to a friend. How then would you greet a teacher? Would you say, hey, to your teacher? What's up? I hope that's the answer to the friend. Dear, great. Dear miss.
I was just going to say, Karen, this is an interesting one. If you know the teacher, if you have a relationship, I actually think hello and their name is okay, isn't it? So My
Yeah.
students do say, hello, Joe. They might, dear Joe is okay,
Yeah.
absolutely fine. But once you know somebody, hello, Joe, even hi, Joe is okay.
Yes, yeah, I would agree. First time, if you're a bit unsure, I would say to say dear, then it can become more hello. And if you maybe greet a teacher wrong, they might say in their email, okay, please, I'd like you to refer to me as da, 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 da. But most of the time in the UK, first names is great, okay? Sir, what do you think about that, Joe? Would you expect to be called sir?
This is a really interesting one. Lots of students call us sir or Mr. surname. So Mr. my surname, yeah, Mr. Smith or sir. At school in the UK or in America, I think that's absolutely fine. But once you get to university, some people might like you to call them Mr. or Mrs., but we don't use the term sir. And to be honest, at Swansea, most of us are referred to by our first name. So it might be a slightly cultural thing going on there.
Yes, great. Okay, so somebody's saying that maybe in your country, you would refer to somebody as sir. So it's just sort of knowing these differences, okay, in the culture and the way that you might email somebody. So when hopefully we see you in the UK, hi, Carolyn, hello, Joe, that is completely fine and normal. Great. Okay. Informal emails then. Joe, would you like to talk about this?
So again, this is not really how we should be speaking to our teachers or people we don't know. This is kind of the friends, people we're close to, the casual language. So can you match these ideas, these types of language with examples of that language? So what are the examples in green of abbreviations? We've written some commands as well. Do this, do that, commands. So can you match these together? Just give you about 15 seconds or so to match these ideas.
So you can do this in your mind. You can type in the chat box if you want. It's up to you.
If this is being recorded, of course, you could pause the recording because now we're going to give you the answers. Although I think we've got some guesses coming in the chat.
Nope, that's me.
That's you, Carolyn. Very good, well done.
If people did want to write their answers. Okay, maybe people are. Okay.
Tell you what, Carolyn, shall we show you the answers and then we can ask the audience maybe for some more examples of each
Great.
to demonstrate what they are. So
good idea.
If we go to our next, there we are. Okay, so abbreviations. Carolyn, what is an abbreviation?
Great, good question. So an abbreviation is when you shorten a word, okay, to make it easier for you to type or to say. For example, info. Can you type in the chat box, what do you think this is short for?
Yeah, what is the real word? What does info mean? Information, very good.
Great. And I use this quite a lot, actually, okay? Hi, can you tell me the info about next week, for example? What about the next one? POS. What do you think?
Yeah, Diana, I think you might be right. Possible or maybe possibly, depending on where you're going to use the words.
Yes.
Can anyone think of any more abbreviations? Could you maybe type some popular English abbreviations into the chat box? X.
Oh, good.
ASAP, Diana, yes, as soon as possible. So yeah, I will email you ASAP. I will email you very, very quickly, as soon as I can. Sup, love it. Yeah, what's up? How are you?
Great.
Brilliant. So moving on to casual greetings. I think we talked a bit about this at the beginning, didn't we, Carolyn? So yeah, hiya, hey, yo, bro. I think we know that one. Commands. What do we mean by commands? Tell me.
This is a really good one, actually, isn't it? And yeah, what are commands and why are these informal? Why can't you say to a teacher, send me the homework? Why is that not acceptable?
Yeah, come here. Not polite. Very good.
Great. You will notice that in English, we tend to be very polite, don't we, Joe?
We do. Look, in most languages, if you speak Spanish, French, commands are a bit more common. Yeah, listen, wait for me. But it's actually very, very unusual in English to use commands very often, certainly not in polite situations. So actually try and avoid commands if you're trying to be formal.
Yeah, great. There's some really good answers. We have to say please or would you please. Yeah, please will be very, very useful, okay, when you are emailing. Please, would you, could you? Excellent, great.
Yeah, it's all about, if you're being formal or polite, it's all about softening, isn't it? Sort of what you want to say or what you really want. Sometimes we're quite indirect in English.
Yes.
Contractions. This is so important. I know, again, lots of our students use contractions in their formal writing, and we always say, don't use contractions. Carolyn, what are they?
Great, yeah, so a contraction then, as you can see, we've got two examples, can't or I'm. Similar to an abbreviation, I guess, it's again shortening the word, but essentially it's taken out some of the letters, okay? So can't. What would be the longer version of that? Two separate words. Great, yes. Cannot. And this is actually, I say two separate words, it is one word, okay? Cannot. I'm, okay? I am. It's just quicker, easier, in a formal setting to say I'm. When you're writing formally, we would expect you not to use these contractions.
So guys, if I know some of you were talking about SWELT before, you won't be writing an email in the SWELT test. That is not part of the SWELT assessment. But please avoid these things. Don't use abbreviations. It's not clear what things are. And in academic writing, we have to be really, really clear. And don't use contractions. They're too personal. They're too informal. So don't forget that when you're writing your essays in a SWELT or an IELTS test.
Yeah, definitely. Great. Okay, so we send formal emails then when communicating with somebody we don't know, or when we want to be extremely polite. Please, can you type an example in the chat box? We've already talked about this briefly of a formal greeting. So just to recap, how would you email your teachers? Yes, well done, Seda. In speaking, we can use contractions.
Yeah, and we often more efficient, aren't they? Use a more economical way of talking, yeah.
Definitely, yeah, great. Hello, you might use when greeting a teacher. Hello or dear. To whom it may concern. Oh, when might you use this, Joe?
I don't use this very often. Actually, this is quite popular with letters as well. And this is when you don't know who you're sending it to. Sometimes you're trying to speak to somebody in a company or a department. You're not sure who it is. So to whom it may concern, to the person this needs to go to, I think you're basically saying. I've just thought of another one as well, Carolyn. We use it sometimes with emails. Dear Sir. slash madam. That's quite
Yes.
as well, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Again, if you don't know who is the recipient. Okay, a polite modal verb. We had some of these examples earlier. When you want to be really polite and you want to ask for something, great. Yeah, we wouldn't say, I want this. Good, Diana. Would. Could. Excellent. Any more? Shall. Nice. Okay, great. So could I do this? May I do this? Again, okay, really
Would you mind?
hopefully polite. Would you mind?
I say that every day when I want something.
Yeah, well, it's just a really polite way, isn't it, to communicate with somebody. And a polite ending. Okay, so me and Joe might be see ya, laters. Not very polite because we're friends, it's informal. What would be a polite way to end an email?
Kind regards, Diana, is 100% safe. If you don't know the person, if you know the person and you work with them, if the person is your boss, if you're angry with the person, kind regards works in every single situation. Although I don't know, Carolyn, this is a personal thing for me. If I'm angry at the person, I sometimes just write regards. But
okay.
Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me.
Shortening it a bit.
Kind regards. It's kind. If I was angry at someone, I wouldn't be spreading the kindness. But again, only some people do that. Kind regards as a phrase is safe.
Yeah, it's one definitely to keep up there, to remember. Yours faithfully, yours sincerely. Again, that is really formal.
Yours faithfully and yours sincerely are brilliant phrases. I think they're more popular with letters. So if you've actually handwriting or you're typing a letter to somebody, yours sincerely, I think, is the most popular ending, isn't it, Carolyn?
Yes, yeah, definitely. Somebody has put cheers, mate. What do you think about this, Joe? Formal?
I think they're being cheeky and I love it. Yes, cheers, mate. Possibly not formal. It's very informal. This is someone you know, someone you've built an informal relationship with.
Yeah, great. Okay, so we got some examples here. Kindest regards. Best
and
wishes.
many thanks. Many thanks is better than thanks, isn't it? Thanks is a bit short, a bit, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So some really good ideas here. Feel free to write these down. This recording will be circulated after as well. So yeah, you can practice writing your emails using what you've learned.
Carolyn, I've just thought of a punctuation thing as well.
Yeah.
In case students forget. Comma.
Yes.
At the end of your email, don't forget the comma.
And after the polite ending, what do you need to put right at the end of your email? What goes after the polite ending? Yeah, great. Your name, really, really important.
Please don't forget your name. We get so many emails from students and we have no idea who they are. Remember, with Swansea, you're given a student number. So I think people's emails are their student numbers. And it's just like, who is this number? Who is? I would love to help them. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Great. Okay. So reasons for sending an email to your teacher. So these are probably two of the most common reasons, okay? You're either apologizing or asking for something. Joe, why might you need to apologize to your teacher?
I would apologize to my teacher if I was going to miss a class. Right. And of course, it's you always must tell us if you're going to miss a class before the class starts. This is very important. So maybe I've got a doctor's appointment, maybe my visa. I've got to go to the police station to do an entry form. But yeah, or maybe, oh, terrible, I've not done my homework.
Oh, okay, yes. Hopefully we won't be getting too many of those emails, but it is always communicate with your teachers. So yeah, you might be missing a class, you have forgotten to do your homework, but please do send an email asking for something. What might you want to ask for, Joe?
Maybe I want the recording of this session, for example. Maybe I want the PPT, or I want to meet up with my teacher or my tutor for some extra help. I have to say, with ELTS, we have a lot of one-to-one tutorials every week. But Carolyn, when you went to university in the UK, not many people contact their teachers, do they? It's quite unusual, and it's something you really should do. You know, the service is there.
Yeah, definitely. It's there for you to access. Yeah, if you think you didn't quite understand something in the lesson, maybe you would like the teacher to send you something extra that might help you, please do, yeah, ask your teacher if you need something. Oh, sorry, I've gone right to the end there.
Skipping ahead of ourselves there.
I know. Okay. So 2 examples then of why you might send an email to your teacher. Is example A, apologizing? Oh, sorry, I've got the question at the bottom. Which student is asking for something?
Which student wants something, but they're being polite about it?
Yes. And what do they want? Great, yeah. What are they asking for then? We've got the correct answer is B. What do they want? Really nice, really polite email, this one.
What does Tom want from Joe?
Okay, so the email is about his essay, but what does he want? What does he want the teacher to do? Great. Yeah, excellent. He wants some support, guidance. Good. He wants to meet up with the teacher. I think this is a really polite email, isn't it, Joe?
I also love the phrase "at a time that is convenient for you." You're kind of letting them decide the time. I really like that phrase. Again, we use that a lot. Or would it be possible? Yeah.
Definitely. So obviously then student A is apologizing for something. What are they apologizing for? Please type in the chat box.
I wish I received more of these.
Yes, that
normally
would be
me
nice.
Sending the email, where were you?
Yes, yeah, we need the student to tell us first thing as soon as you know. Great, yeah. It's an absence. Okay, so they're not quite late, they're not able to attend the class.
As well, I know this is a bit of a, I don't know if this is a cultural thing or kind of how we do things, but if you email us before the class, we are more likely to help you, to be honest. We're more likely to give you the material you missed or get someone to help you. Kind of, if you don't email us and you missed something and you go, I missed it, I think people are probably less likely to help you. Would you agree?
Yes, yeah, definitely. I mean, think about it. You want your teachers to help you, so email them, be efficient, and then you will get the best response.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's have a look at this apologizing email. Which words or phrases show that the student is apologizing? How do you know that they're apologizing? Pick out some of the key words that shows you that this student is maybe a bit upset or sorry that they can't attend the class. Great.
Unfortunately, is the signpost for bad news. So unfortunately, comma, bad, something bad, always.
But your teacher knows then straight away it's going to be bad news.
Uh-oh. Again, it's about softening, isn't it, Carolyn? It's about softening.
Exactly. Yes. And it shows that the student is sad that they're missing the class. Okay, yeah, great. We've got the word apologize. I would like to apologize. They've given us the reason, the doctor's appointment. Great, so the teacher knows exactly what the problem is. They can't come to the class, why? And more importantly, in the second paragraph, why is this important, Joe?
It's important because if they don't sort of ask for material, maybe they'll miss something, maybe, how are they going to catch up on the material they've missed? So again, if we get this email, we can do something about it. We can send you the material, or we can get someone to help you.
Definitely. It shows that they are taking the course seriously, doesn't it?
I would like to apologize. Yeah, much better than I'm sorry, I think. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I would agree. Okay, so unfortunately, I will not be able to. That tells us they're not doing something. I would like to apologize. You've got these modal verbs and this inconvenience. Okay, so again, that's showing it's not ideal. I'm sorry that I'm not making this class. It's an inconvenience, okay? It's put in at the end.
Edison's just given an example of, would you use this to miss a doctor's appointment? Edison, never miss a doctor's appointment in the UK. They're so difficult to get. Like, if you get a doctor's appointment, go to the doctor. That's the priority every time.
Yes, definitely. I would agree. Okay. So the student is asking for help. Same question then. How do you know that they are asking for help? What words or phrases have we got? Great. Would like to ask. Okay, again, it's not saying help me. Can you help me even? It's I would like to ask for your help. Okay, this very polite way of speaking in English.
Isn't it true, Carolyn? Even with friends, we soften this. So don't just say, Carolyn, can I have your car? We would actually possibly, for example, you can use the present continuous, can't you? You can say, I was wondering, ... if I could borrow your car.
Yes, definitely. We use that a lot. Yeah, I was wondering if you're not busy, if
I want
we
something.
do soften the blow a lot. You're right. So yeah, I would like to ask, would it be possible? Okay, so it's not can I meet you? Would it be possible? Again, if you're not busy, if you don't mind, would it be possible to meet you to discuss this? Okay, and again, we've got that nice ending. Kindest regards, Tom.
So I think we're moving the power to the students now completely. Yes. We've given you an email here. Here is a picture of a bad student called Joe, I think. And his dog has eaten his homework, one of the typical bad excuses we might receive. And he's given a really informal, not very good email to his teacher. He sent this, hi teacher, soz, but my dog ate my homework. Mark it and send me feedback today. Cheers, your student. Goodness me. I mean, I have received stuff quite similar, I'm not going to lie, but...
It's very informal, you're right. I can see people are shocked already typing in the chat box.
We've had worse, guys. We've had worse. Yeah. Yeah, how could we make the email more formal? In the chat box, can you type some alternative phrases? Could you give us a different sentence which could make this more formal, more polite, more appropriate?
Yeah, should we start with the hi teacher?
Ah, yes.
So it's saying that his teacher is Carolyn, me. How would you start this email then? Somebody has written, dear teacher. What do you think about this, Joe? Or so hello, teacher.
Hello, teacher, dear teacher. I'm glad you've asked that question. Lots of students from other countries call us teacher. And we always go, call me Joe. Again, it's really unusual in the UK to just be called teacher. So please use our first name unless we've told you to call us something different. Yeah. Hi, teacher, teacher. No. Hi, Joe. Hi, Carolyn. Unless maybe Carolyn said, oh, no, Dr. Smith, or something, for example. Yeah. Good point.
No, I would like to be called by my name. We've got some people saying the surnames here, Mr. Jones. Again, you don't need to do surnames at university. Madam, no, again, in the UK, we would prefer our first names, okay? Hi, Carolyn, or dear Joe. Okay, the next part then. Soz, but my dog ate my homework. Give you a minute or so. How could you write this more politely? Remember these modal verbs, remember being really polite.
I always say to students, please remember your grammar as well when you're writing an email. You know, try and use the grammar we teach you in class.
Yes, definitely. Okay, please, I am sorry.
Oh, there's a great one here. This is kindly to inform you that. I love that one.
Oh, nice.
Inform you. When Carolyn, that reminds me, we would use that when you're going to give somebody some news. Maybe
yes.
If somebody is changing your gas or electricity, I think you would see that, wouldn't you? It's from a service provider, maybe.
Yeah, definitely. And we've got lots of unfortunately's. Good, yeah, you're picking it up. I would like to apologize. Great, well done. I am so sorry that my dog ate my homework. I really like the ones that we've got, unfortunately, or I would like to apologize. Okay, what about the next sentence? Mark it and send me feedback today. So here, Joe is submitting a really scrunched up piece of paper that he would like me to mark. And he said, mark it and send me feedback today. What do you think about that? Polite? What could you write instead? Okay, good. Could you please kindly mark it? Would you please? I like that. Would you? Okay, even though it's scrunched up, would you mark it? Could you please mark?
The only thing I might say to the answers we have is today, as soon as possible. No, I think we would probably let the teacher. That's quite a fast turnaround at university. Point. I would maybe let the teacher decide when they were going to return it.
What phrase might we say? Would you mark it at a time?
Would it be possible? Would you be able to mark this at a convenient time? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. At your earliest convenience.
I like that.
Nice. If you have time, great. Okay. Because your teachers, obviously, we want to help you. We want to give you feedback. But if you think about it, if other students have sent their work in on time and it's presented nicely, we will probably be marking theirs first. Okay, so it's that if you have time, if it's convenient. Cheers. What do you think about this then? A polite way to end the email?
Cheers has a double meaning in English, doesn't it? It means thank you to friends. Or I don't know, actually, if I was in a classroom with you, Carolyn, could I borrow your pencil? And you gave me your pencil, I'd probably go, oh, cheers, meaning thank you for doing something. And of course, it's how we toast each other as well with a drink.
Yes. Yours sincerely. With a teacher, you wouldn't need to say yours sincerely. You could keep it to, great, kindest regards. Thank you. Oh, nice. Much appreciated. I like that one. Good.
I think yours obediently a bit too formal. Again, remember in the UK, the reason that you use your first names is we say everyone in the classroom is the same. We're all equal. So maybe yours obediently is suggesting there's a bit of a gap, like we're up here, and we don't like to do that in our classes, do we, Carolyn?
No, that's a really good point. Yeah, we're all equal, but obviously that the main thing we want you to learn from this lesson is to be polite.
Yeah. Not too polite.
Yes, there's a fine line. Many thanks. This is one that I tend to use if I need like emailing colleagues, somebody at the university. Many thanks. Okay, it's nice, it's simple. It shows that you are grateful for something. Your students. Now, we have said this is something that we don't like because we don't know who. We have lots of students. So if Joe is the student here, how would you end this email? Okay, you could say your student, Joe, but even this your student isn't really necessary. Okay, you could just say Joe. You might want to add your student number. Some students do this, don't they?
I suppose it depends how big your class is. If you're in a class of 50, I think the student number next to your name is really important.
Yes.
If you're in a small class with me or Carolyn, there's 5 of you, probably just your name would be all right, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would agree. Especially sometimes as well as quite popular names. Okay, so we might have 3 Joes in the class. So then it can be quite helpful to put your student number. And great, somebody's just asked that. What if 2 people have the same name? Great, this is when it would be good to put your student number.
Maybe you would put your surname in that case as well.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Yeah, just in case. The more information, the better, as long as we've got your name.
Okay.
Excellent. Okay, so yeah, so all together then we've put together a nice, polite, formal email. So hopefully we will see you studying with us in the summer or in autumn, and we'd like you to remember everything that we have taught you in this lesson when emailing your teachers.
Exactly. Now, for those of you watching a recording, we're going to stop the recording now. So if you're watching a recording, thank you very much.